My fellow chuds, pat yourself on the back because once again, we were completely right. Pattern recognition still reigns supreme and unmatched. And on the Concordian timeline, boys, we are currently here. And do not fret, there is a long road ahead of us. And today, we're gonna have a little bit of fun because the Highguard crash out is honestly legendary tier, okay? Because Highguard officially is over. It's done and dusted. The company behind it has already fired 90% of its employees and is absolutely crashing out over the fact that it's somehow our fault they decided to make a complete pile of trash virtue signaling game that no one fucking asked for, okay? So let's get into it. A former Highguard developer blames a gamer culture for the downfall of the game. Within minutes, it was decided this game was dead on arrival. At launch, we received over 13k review bombs. Yeah, I'm sure they were review bombs, buddy. I'm sure your game was just not fucking garbage, right? From users with less than an hour of playtime. Well, the average person actually quit Highguard in the middle of the tutorial section, or second average latest, during their first match. People did not even play the match to its fullest. They just left. It was glorious. And yes, these game developers are actually blaming a gamer culture for destroying their game. Not because their game was an absolute woke fucking bonanza of bullshit. No. It's our fault, you see, because we're evil. And obviously, it's never their fault for doing anything bad. There are so many developers that are absolutely just freaking out about this, by the way. This is in no way unique. There are multiple developers, including the studio head that we're gonna get into a little bit later, that are blaming gamers for not loving to eat slop. And then there's the Cope articles about Highguard didn't flop. This is an article from PC Gamer. And as we all know, PC Gamer is low-key versed in IGN. Like, PC Gamer is unironically behind some of the stupidest articles I have ever read in my entire life. And PC Gamer is the only group, is the only place that was gonna unironically try and sell to you the idea that Highguard did not flop, while, suffering roughly a 99% player drop and literally getting rid of 90% of their developers while claiming that they have a whole year's worth of game updates already ready to go. Maybe you should have made the game in the first place and then made the game updates. How about that for a business strategy? It's surprising to hear how expectant the Highguard studio was before launch, and this is going to be a popular problem by the way, that these developers are absolutely incapable of accepting that they are wrong, that they are stupid, that they made absolute garbage. Highguard devs hit with mass layoffs as most of the team of Wildlight is let go. Yes. And ironically, literally after PC Gamer posted this, there you go. Everyone is hit with the layoffs. Well, actually, this was known before this article got released. So, PC Gamer is just trying to lie to us because, as always. And if you read the article, it's actually pretty damn hilarious because they're trying to claim that losing literally 99% of your player base in what is effectively less than 15 full days is normal. That's what every good game in the history of gaming has ever done. And their examples for this are absolutely beautiful. Like StarCraft, Epoch Point, no, I have no idea what that is. Kopunk, no idea. Enlisted, no idea. Fragpunk, no idea. Quake Champions, okay, I have heard at least about that one. And they listen. The reason woke losers don't give their reasoning why they believe in something is because typically they're too stupid to think of anything. But when they think of it, even they understand that their reasonings for it are stupid. And I mean, of course, these reasonings are stupid. Oh, look at StarCraft. That's why Highguard didn't fail. I mean, firing 90% of your studio kind of sounds like failure to me, but that's okay. And what's the funniest part about Highguard probably is the way that the developers are actually treating this, okay? There are so many currently developer quotes and whatnot about how it's going. And needless to say, all of this is toxic positivity. A lot of it's toxic positivity. Unironically, the people working at this this is pretty much honestly a 1-for-1 Concord. Because their story, when you actually read some of it, is the same as Concord. So this was what was internally happening in the development studio. This is what everyone thought. This is what every developer actually unironically was thinking. And everyone was locked in. They all... Okay, I'm just gonna... Apologies for the Len, been waiting to say this for a while. The day leading to the Game Awards 2025 was amongst the most exciting of my life. You're releasing literally Concord 2 and you think it's going to be exciting? Well, that's one way to put it. After 2.5 years of passionately working on Highguard, we were ready to reveal it to the world. The future seemed bright. Indeed. It's bright for me because I'm getting paid for this video, okay? That's why it's bright. Everyone I knew had any connection to the team or project had the same sentiment. And this is one of the problems. Toxic positivity is absolutely one of the, if not the most detrimental force in our world. Toxic positivity destroys anything. And first of all, it destroys the possibility of growth. It destroys the possibility of learning. Because this is what, unironically, when you read multiple articles about this, what all of these developers pretty much were saying. This game is lightning in a bottle. I trust this team wholeheartedly. If there's one project nobody in the industry is worried about, it's yours. This has mainstream hit written all over it. There's no way this will flop. I could play this game all day. Yes. Now, we covered Concord a lot. And if you have seen any honestly coverage of the developers of Concord, you pretty much can just put this one-to-one to Concord. Every single person in this studio that spoke poorly about the game or wanted something to be changed because they thought it's going to be bad, effectively just got fired. So people who didn't actually think that this game was going to be a massive success because they wanted to keep their paycheck, were forced to agree and say, yeah, I think this is amazing. Yeah, go Black King Arthur. Woo, yay. That's pretty much the situation here. If you did not want to get fired or have massive problems in HR and potentially be blacklisted in the industry, you could not say that anything was wrong with this game. This game was absolute peak bliss perfection from start to finish. Every mechanic, the greatest hit in the universe. Every pixel, the most beautifully crafted thing the galaxy had ever known. This was unironically what it is. And this is exactly, by the way, what Concord did. Now, granted, Concord sold itself for $200 million to Sony. Which is honestly one of the low-key greatest achievements in gaming, because Concord unironically sold itself to Sony saying that this is going to be the new Battlefield, and we fucking know it. Not even joking, that's actually what they did. And I don't see exactly any quotes that this is going to be the new Battlefield or whatever, but I mean, There's no way this will flop. Kinda does scream that this is gonna be the new Battlefield, right? And this is what all of these developers believe. This is what all of them unironically believed. Or they were forced to say, otherwise they would be fired. Toxic positivity is one hell of a thing. A former Highguard developer reflects on a disastrous announcement and a launch. We were turned into a joke from minute one. Yes, because every normal person saw the writing on the wall. Every single normal person, for one reason or another, could instantaneously tell that this is gonna be a generational flop. This is gonna be the official Concord 2. Now, obviously, I'm waiting for Marathon because that's gonna be even worse. But still. A developer who worked for on Highguard has discussed the hate he received after the free-to-play shooter debuted at December's The Game Awards, saying the game and by extension his team turned into a joke from a minute one, largely due to false assumptions about a $1 million ad placement. I'm pretty sure there were no false assumptions. Listen, I'll give you my personal experience. I want haters to make bad videos about me. I want them to call me evil and shit. So I can react to those videos and completely destroy their idiotic nature and whatnot. But no one does that. You know why? Because these people know they have nothing on me. They know that I will fucking destroy them if they do it. But please do. I mean, come on. Do it. Just do it. Come on, it's not that hard. I almost said Concord. Highguard had, I think, almost a month since it got announced to actually fix the misconceptions about the game, to show people that their fears were unwarranted. And what did they do? Fucking nothing. They just sat there saying nothing, and when the game released, surprise, surprise, every single bad thing that we predicted about the game came through in an instant. In fact, it was even worse because no one knew that you had like a fucking 2-minute preparation stage where you're mining rocks for no apparent reason that doesn't make sense. So yeah, it was even worse than expected, 10 out of 10. Just 2 weeks after the free-to-play games January 26th launch, yesterday, Wildfire let go all but core group developers, despite a newly unveiled episode 2. I have no idea what that is. I don't want to care. And despite debuting in the top 10 in weekly active users on US Steam. Dude, Highguard released at a point where there was literally absolutely not a single fucking thing fighting with it. It was completely free. There was nothing that even came close to garnering so much attention as Highguard. And even then, we're talking about top 10 and only in the US. Sad. Truly sad. And on the top 20, both US, PlayStation, and Xbox. Again, US, the great USA, boys. My Ameri bros, what the hell is wrong with you? Why did you... I understand it's free, but damn, why the hell did you get this shit anyway? I mean, it's free, but that doesn't mean you should play it. Like, what were you thinking, Ameri bros? And now it's gone. And needless to say, it's gonna continue to be gone because, again, 99 drop. And by the way, the cope around this is fucking great. Because this is a response to this tweet. No, wait. Well, anyway, one of the this tweet right here. It's been 3 weeks, dude. Name one game in the past 5 years that has had a flawless release. Not a single one, dude. There's always issues. In Highguard's case, there is one main appeal, the game mode itself. I have no idea what this guy is yapping on about, by the way. He's just trying to say, oh, Highguard's not actually garbage. You're just a chud. You're just a stupid gamer. You don't understand anything. Highguard's actually the best thing since sliced bread. And then someone just actually responded to a small list of games that did release and were great. Arc Raiders 10 out of 10. Path of Exile 2 still has bugs, but the release was great. Deadlock couldn't build. Dispatch, Dune Awakening, at least the first 200 hours through. Valheim, Witchfight, don't know what that is. Abiotic Factor, no idea what that is. Helldivers 2, Expedition 33, Satisfactory, It Takes Two, Elden Ring, Hades 2, Monster Hunter Wilds. Yeah, Monster Hunter Wilds actually did release to overwhelming praise for the most part. Only after a week did people figure out that Hunter Wilds has serious issues. Split Fiction, Cairn, no idea what that is. Peak, I think I have seen this. Repo, Black Myth Wukong. Machabellum, no idea what that is. Well, also, I don't know what Repo is in this. Lies of P, Megabonk, Remnant 2, no idea what that is. A new Meogenix, no idea what that is. This is just a small list, by the way. There's more games that were extremely good and released perfectly on their initial leaks. Or at least people did not instantaneously destroy, unlike fucking Highguard. 45% positive review score. Well, it started off at like 33-ish%. I think at one point it was below 30. But in any case, the Highguard cope is absolutely lovely. I personally cannot wait until Marathon. That's going to be the big one for me. Because there's a lot of people who think that Marathon is going to be a success. Here's actually one of those comments even. I truly think Marathon turns it around. Can bookmark this. No. Marathon's not turning anything around. It looks like shit. It looks like shit. And the story of Marathon seems interesting. The lore tidbits and whatnot, they're kind of cool. But that's not going to make the game good. In any case, thanks for watching. Maybe this is the last Highguard video. Maybe the developers humiliate themselves even more and we make a follow-up video. Who honestly knows, boys? Anyway, like the video right now. Takes less than a second. And subscribe. And thank you for everyone who does that. I greatly appreciate it. It helps. Thank you.